First Ezra 8 and 86. For all that is befallen is done unto us for our wicked works and great sins. Everything that happened to us because of our wicked works and great sins. For thou, O Most High, didst make our sins right, and didst give unto us such a root. But we have turned back again to transgress thy law. So we turn back to transgress the Most High's law, and to mingle ourselves with the uncleanness of the nations of the land. That's why I showed you how we polluted ourselves with the nations in verse 69. Mightest not thou be angry with us to destroy us, till thou hast left us neither root, seed, nor name? Just got rid of us, period. Taking us completely out of existence. O Most High of Israel, thou art true, for we are left a root this day. Behold, now are we before thee in our iniquities, in our wickedness. For we cannot stand any longer by reason of these things before thee. You see how he's including himself. We. And as Ezra in his prayer made his confession, weeping and lying flat upon the ground before the temple, there gathered unto him from Jerusalem a very great multitude of men and women and children, for there was great weeping among the multitude. They all gathered together to Ezra, but they were all crying among the multitude. Verse 92. Then Jeconias, the son of Judas, one of the sons of Israel, called out and said, O Ezra, we have sinned against the Most High power. We have married strange women of the nation of the land, and now is all Israel aloft in sin. Let us make an oath to the Most High that we will put away all our wives, which we have taken of the heathen, with their children, like as thou hast decreed, and as many as do obey his law, obey the law of the Most High. See, the Most High told us this. That's the law. Deuteronomy 7 and 3. Obey the law of the Most High. That's what he said. Deuteronomy 7 and 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son, for they will turn away thy son from following me. Because he tell you in Psalm 96 and 5, for all the nations, all the gods of the nations are idols. For they will turn away thy son from following me, because the Most High, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that they may serve other gods, idols. So will the anger of the Most High be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. So what did they do? First Ezra 9:36. All these had taken strange wives, and they put them away with their children. That's what they did. All those that had taken strange wives of these other nations, they put them away with their children. So look at First Ezra 9:7. So Ezra rose up and said unto them, ye have transgressed the law in marrying strange wives, thereby to increase the sins of Israel. And now by confessing give glory unto the most high power of our fathers, and do his will. Say, do his will. Say the will of man. Say, do his will. And separate yourselves from the heathen of the land and from the strange women. So what did they do? Verse 36, all these had taken strange wives, and they put them away with their children. So they put away the wives and the children. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, 3rd chapter. Let's look at what Ezra is saying in verse. Let's look at start at verse 30. It says, "For I have seen how thou sufferest them sinning, and hast spared wicked doers." So he suffered them sinning, and he spared wicked doers, and has destroyed thy people. Destroyed us, but he spared wicked doers, and has destroyed thy people, your people, and has preserved thine enemies, and has not signified it. Preserved the Most High's enemies. You know what the enemies of the nations that's talked about and named in Psalms 83rd chapter. Say, I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion? Are they of Babylon better than we of Zion, the 12 tribes of Israel? Or is there any other people that know of thee beside Israel? Is there any other people that know the Most High besides Israel? Or what generation has so believed thy covenant as Jacob? What generation has believed the contract, the agreement that the Most High had with Jacob? And yet their reward appeareth not. Believing in the Most High, following His law, statutes, commandments, keeping the covenant of the Most High, it says, and yet their reward appeareth not. Seem like they're not being rewarded for doing what's right. And their labor have no fruit. For I have gone here and there to the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth, and think not upon thy commandments. So I'm flowing through the heathen, and I see they live in large, and they ain't even thinking about your commandments. That's for something else, boy. Say, weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance. Weigh our wickedness, the wickedness of the Israelites and the wickedness of the heathen, and theirs also that dwell in the world. And so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel. Say, weigh in the balance. Say, your name is going to be found nowhere but in Israel. Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Say, when have they not sinned in your sight? Or what people have so kept thy commandments? Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. Hear that? Israel has kept the precepts of the Most High to get to understand it. What it's about, but not the heathen. He said all that, right? So remember he said talking to the angel, but he's talking to Euro, but he's still talking to the Most High. Taking it as 4 and 1. And the angel that was sent unto me, whose name was Uriel, gave me an answer. An understanding. And said, thy heart, which is his mind, have gone too far in this world. And thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High? Remember? Don't forget this. This is not a secret. Ezra's new. Ezra's new. He said, you think to have the mind, to know the mind of the Most High, deal with him? It says, and said, thy heart has gone too far in this world, and thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High? Think you gonna comprehend the way of the Most High? Do you think you gonna comprehend, know the way of the Most High? Then said I, yeah, my master. And he answered me and said, I am sent to show thee 3 ways, and to set forth 3 similitudes before thee. You already know what he's going to say. You already knew what he's going to say. See, he forgot. He forgot who he was talking to, or who he's talking about. And here he's going to say, yeah. My master, in verse 3. And he answered me and said, I am sent to show thee 3 ways, and to set forth 3 similitudes before thee, whereof if thou canst declare me one, I will show thee also the way that thou desirest to see. And I shall show thee from whence the wicked heart cometh. So I'm going to show you from where the wicked heart cometh. And I said, tell on, my master. Then said he unto me, go thy way. Weigh me the weight of the fire. Say, weigh the weight of the fire. How much does fire weigh? Or measure me the blast of the wind. Or measure me the blast of the wind. Measure the blast of the wind. Or call me again the day that is past. Call yesterday back today. Then answered I and said, what man is able to do that thou shouldest ask such things of me? And he said unto me, if I should ask thee how great dwellings are in the midst of the sea, or how many springs are in the beginning of the deep, or how many springs are above the firmament, or which are the outgoings of paradise, peradventure perhaps thou wouldst say unto me, I never seen down into the deep, nor as yet into hell, neither did I ever climb up into heaven. Nevertheless, now have I asked thee, nevertheless, now have I asked thee but only of the fire and wind, and of the day, wherethrough thou hast passed, and of things from which thou canst not be separated, and yet canst thou give me no answer of them? He's asked you 3 things. You can't answer none of them. He said, moreover unto me, thine own things, and such as are grown up with thee, canst thou not know? How should thy vessel then be able to comprehend the way of the highest? And the world being now outwardly corrupted, to understand the corruption that is evident in my sight. Then said I unto him, it were better that we were not at all, than that we should live still in wickedness, and to suffer, and not to know wherefore. He answered me and said, I went into a forest, into a plain, and the trees took counsel. So he went to the forest, and the trees took counsel, and said, come, let us go and make war against the sea, that it may depart away before us, and that we may make us more wood. So let's go and have a war with the sea, that the sea will depart away from us, and we can make ourselves have more woods, more trees. The floods of the sea also in like manner took counsel and said, come, let us go up and subdue the woods of the plain, that there also we may make us another country. So let's go up, let's rise up and take down the trees. We can say, hey, well, the trees, where is our country now? The thought of the woods was in vain, for the fire came and consumed it. The thought of the floods of the sea came likewise to naught, to nothing. For the sand stood up and stopped them. See? If thou wert judged now between these two, whom wouldst thou begin to justify? Or whom wouldst thou condemn? I answered and said, verily it is foolish. It is a foolish thought that they both have devised. For the ground is given unto the wood, and the sea also has his place to bear his floods. Then answered he me, and said, thou hast given a right judgment, but why judgest thou not thyself also? So you give a right judgment concerning that. Why you can't make a right judgment of yourself? For like as the ground is given unto the wood, and the sea to its floods, even so they that dwell upon the earth may understand nothing but that which is upon the earth. And he that dwelleth above the heavens may only understand the things that are above the height of the heavens. Then answered I and said, I beseech thee, O Master, let me have understanding. For it was not my mind to be curious of the high things, but of such as pass by us daily, namely, wherefore Israel is given up as a reproach. Why are we in the earth as a disgrace to the heathen, to these other nations? And for what cause the people whom thou hast loved is given over unto unrighteous nations, and why the laws of our forefathers is brought to naught, brought to nothing, and the written covenants come to none effect. And we pass away out of the world as grasshoppers, and our life is astonishment and fear, and we are not worthy to obtain mercy. What will he then do unto his name whereby we are called? Of these things have I asked. Then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities, back then and now. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. Say the evil is sown in the earth, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. But it's coming. It's coming. And the evil, like you said, the evil is sown in the earth, but the destruction has not yet come. But it's coming. Believe that as it is written. So from there, we're going to look at go to the book of Baruch. We just about finished there. Book of Baruch. First chapter. And verse 13. You're right to the point. Baruch 1 and 13. It says, but pray for us also unto the Most High, our power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For we have sinned against the Most High, our power. See, we have sinned against the Most High, our power. And unto this day, the fury of the Most High and his wrath is not turned from us. See, we sin against the Most High, so the fury of the Most High is not turned from us. Look at verse 16, Baruch 1 and 16. And to our kings, and to our princes, and to our priests, and to our prophets, and to our fathers, for we have sinned before the Most High, and disobeyed him, and have not hearkened unto the voice of the Most High, our power, to walk in the commandments that he gave us openly. Since the day that the Most High brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt unto this present day, we have been disobedient unto the Most High, our power, and we have been negligent in not hearing his voice. Wherefore the evils cleave unto us, and the curse that you read about in Deuteronomy 28, 15 to 68. And the curse which the Most High appointed by Moses his servant at the time that he brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt to give us a land that floweth with milk and honey, like as it is this day, like it is to see this day. Nevertheless, we have not hearkened unto the voice of the Most High, our power, according unto all the words of the prophets, whom he sent unto us, but every man followed the imagination of his own wicked heart, to serve strange gods, strange idols, and to do evil in the sight of the Most High, our power. You wonder why we're in the condition we're in? They're speaking on it right now. Baruch 2 and 5. Thus we were cast down and not exalted, because we have sinned against the Most High, our power, and have not been obedient unto his voice. To the Most High, our power, appertaineth righteousness, but unto us and to our fathers open shame, as appeareth this day. For all these plagues are come upon us, which the Most High have pronounced against us, yet have we not prayed before the Most High, that we might turn every one from the imagination of his wicked heart, of his wicked mind. Wherefore the Most High watched over us for evil, as we've been reading. And the Most High has brought it upon us. For the Most High is righteous in all his works which he hath commanded us. Yet we have not hearkened unto his voice, to walk in the commandments of the Most High that he hath set before us. And now, O Most High Power of Israel, that hath brought thy people out of the land of Egypt with a mighty hand and high arm, and with signs and with wonders, and with great power, and has gotten thyself a name as a period this day, O Most High our power, we have sinned. See? O Most High our power, we have sinned. We have done unrighteously. We have dealt unrighteously in all thine ordinances. You can't see this by now. I don't know what to tell you. You see, even though they were righteous men, they said they put themselves right with the wicked, right with the unrighteous, right with the evil. Verse 12, O Most High our power, we have sinned. We have done unrighteously. We have dealt unrighteously in all thine ordinances. Let thy wrath turn from us, for we are but a few left among the heathen, where thou hast scattered us. Hear our prayers, O Most High, and our petitions, and deliver us for thine own sake, and give us favor in the sight of them which have led us away, that all the earth may know that thou art the Most High Power, our power, because Israel and his posterity is called by thy name, Yasharallah. O Most High, look down from the holy house, from thy holy house, and consider us. Bow down thine ear, O Most High, to hear us. Open thine eyes and behold, for the dead that are in the graves, whose souls are taken from their bodies, will give unto the Most High neither praise nor righteousness, because they dead. No, they can't praise him. But the soul that is greatly vexed with goeth stooping and feeble, and the eyes that fail, and the hungry soul will give thee praise and righteousness, O Most High. Therefore we do not make our humble supplications before thee, O Most High our power, for the righteousness of our fathers and of our kings. For thou hast sent out thy wrath and indignation upon us, as thou hast spoken by thy servants the prophets, saying, Thus said the Most High, bow down your shoulder to serve the king of Babylon. So shall ye remain in the land that I gave unto your fathers. But if ye will not hear the voice of the Most High to serve the king of Babylon, I will cause to cease out of the cities of Judah, and from without Jerusalem, the voice of mirth, and the voice of joy, and the voice of the bridegroom, not going to be getting married, and the voice of the bride, and the whole land shall be desolate of inhabitants, as it is this day. But we would not hearken unto thy voice, to serve the king of Babylon. Therefore hast thou made good the words that thou hast spoken by the servants the prophets, namely, that the homes of our kings and the bones of our fathers, that the bones of our kings and the bones of our fathers should be taken out of their places. And lo, they are cast out to the heat of the day and to the frost of the night. And they died in great miseries by famine, by sword, and by pestilence. In the house which is called by thy name, hast thou laid waste, as it is to be seen this day, for the wickedness of the house of Israel and the house of Judah. So, so you know where you're gonna get away with what it is that we've done, and no way that nobody else gonna get away with whatever they doing that's contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, as it is written. Gonna pay one way or the other. Look at Baruch, the 3rd chapter, and the 2nd verse. Hear, O Most High, and have mercy, for thou art merciful, and have pity upon us, because we have sinned before thee. So we ask for mercy, which is not getting something that you do deserve, but still admitting that we have sinned against the Most High. We, not only he himself, but he's including himself with the wicked, which is marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. But those that have ears to hear and eyes to see. See, we couldn't receive any exaltation because the Most High told us if we follow his laws, statutes, commandments, he's going to set us above all nations of the earth. But did we do that? No. So that's why we got to come back to doing what's right in the eyes of the Most High, keeping his laws, statutes, commandments, and he's going to make it right. So you see over and over again, you see our brothers and sisters, either as individuals or together, were crying to the Most High, that we have sinned as a nation. Ourselves personally, as individuals, and we as a nation. That's what's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High, not to count yourself as one of the righteous. Look at, go to 2 Maccabees 10, we're going to pretty much conclude this very shortly. It says, now Maccabeus and his company, the Most High guiding them, recovered the temple and the city. Remember the Greeks, all these heathen nations had defiled our temple. That's what we're dealing with now, Feast of Dedication, going to the last day of it. Same thing that we read in St. John 10 and 22 down, that the Mashiach of Shai observed. But the altars which the heathen had built in the open street, and also the chapels, they pulled down. So they pulled them all down, and having cleansed the temple, they made another altar. And striking stones, they took fire out of them, and offered a sacrifice after 2 years. And set forth incense and lights and showbread. When that was done, they fell flat down. Listen, when that was done, as they destroyed all the temples that the heathen had defiled and so forth, and built another temple, When that was done, they fell flat down and besought the Most High that they might come no more into such troubles. But if they sin any more against him, that he himself would chasten them with mercy, and that they might not be delivered into the blasphemous and barbarous nation. Read it again. When that was done, they fell flat down and besought the Most High that they might come no more into such troubles. That's what Antiochus Epiphanes, this Greek so-called white man, king, put upon us. But if they sin any more against him, that he himself would chasten them with mercy. Not getting something that they do deserve. That's mercy. And that they might not be delivered unto the blasphemous and barbarous nations. That's how you look at them. Blasphemous and barbarous nations. And upon the same day that the strangers profaned the temple, on the very same day it was cleansed again. Even the 25th day of the same month, which is Casper. And they kept 8 days with gladness, as in the feast of the tabernacles, remembering that not long before they had held the feast of the tabernacles, when as they wandered in the mountains and dens like beasts. Remember, the Feast of Tabernacles was right before, was the feast before the Feast of Dedication. Therefore they bear branches and fair bowls and palms also, and sang psalms unto him that had given them good success in cleansing his place. Then ordained also by a common statute a decree, that every year those days should be kept of the whole nation of the Jews. And this was the end of Antiochus, called Epiphanes. Now will we declare the acts of Antiochus the Epidaur, who was the son of this wicked man, gathering briefly the calamities of the wars. So that you know, that's what we ordained. Just like they ordained 4th of July for the celebration of the Americans beating the British in 1776, the same thing that we ordained here. Whereas some of you that wasn't in the truth, didn't know anything about the truth out there in the world, you honored all these holidays. And some of you probably still do. Incognito. You leaders too. But you can't honor this. You know, some of you so-called Israelites, you don't honor this. This is something that we ordained we would do. Mashiach Abishai, you believe in him. He did it. You read it in St. John 10:22. It's around the time of winter. When it falls different times, but it's around this time. He honored it. Had to go through a whole lot. In the Feast of Dedication, as we read, you know, they wanted to stone him on the feast day. So it's something that, you know, we should look at and look at how our people were saying we sinned. We sinned against the Most High. We broke his laws. Therefore, the punishment came upon us. And when we come back to the Most High's laws, therefore the blessing gonna come upon us. It's like that. That's how it's written. That's how it's gonna be. For everlasting life. That's the difference, though. You got a chance to live forever and ever and ever. And the names to be written in the book of life. We humble ourselves, have a broken, contrite spirit before the Most High. And when the time comes that he's going to ordain that We don't fish anymore, but he'll send for them hunters. That's going to be at that time. Till then, we still fishers of men. We still got to look at what we got to do to please the Most High through it all. Through it all. I mean, look at mighty men like Judas Maccabees and King David. Read the Psalm. You see what he's doing. He's crying to the Most High, crying out to the Most High. For his sins and for our sins. So I hope that was edifying. And if you like further information, you reach me, Freestyle Wom, at P.O. Box 20012, Long Beach, California, 90801-3012. Or you can email me at mreadyforyou@aol.com. Join the website at shieldofwisdom.com. If you'd like to send a donation, you can send a donation through the post office box, or you can send donations through paypal.me/shieldofwisdom. So, without any further ado, I'll give all praise and glory to the Most High, for his word is true, and hopefully it'll move someone to be able to realize that we got to humble ourselves before the Most High and realize that we have sinned and we have brought all this destruction upon ourselves, and we are the ones who get out of it by coming back to his laws, such commandments, following them, learning them, living them, applying them in our life every day, so that we can be above all nations. That's the kingdom. It's coming. It's already programmed. It's already planned. It's already ready for us. Just a matter of us doing what we got to do. And with that, I'm out. Shalom.